The sixth wonder is the power of forgiveness. JJ.
Here we go. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Some things in life are relatively easy, like climbing Mount Everest, swimming across the Atlantic Ocean, running the Boston Marathon, wrestling alligators, or trying to get a 2-year-old to sit still in church. Piece of cake, right? Well, this next topic makes those challenges seem like child's play. This next topic is one of the most critical challenges we will ever face, both here on this earth and in eternity. How we handle it will determine our eternal destination, our level of mental and emotional health, and the degree to which we are successful in our personal relationships. I'm talking about both the giving and the receiving of forgiveness. Without receiving forgiveness, we are in trouble in every aspect of our life, both here on this earth and in eternity. Without offering forgiveness to those who have trespassed against us or indebted themselves to us or sinned against us or whatever you want to call it, the Bible tells us it is like being thrown into a prison. Only this is a spiritual, mental, and emotional prison. And this prison has tormentors for guards. And these tormentors have names like resentment, guilt, bitterness, and hatred. And that doesn't even begin to touch the physical stuff that happens to our bodies when these tormentors are in control. So when it comes to the issue of forgiveness, there are at least 3 things we need to do. First, ask God to forgive you. We need to experience God's forgiveness for ourselves. First, let me suggest a couple of no-brainers. First, if you think you don't need forgiveness, you're living in la-la land. Why do you think Christ died and rose from the dead? Why do you think we need a spiritual lawyer? Why do you think you feel so guilty? Well, duh, it's because you are guilty. Oh, and by the way, the second no-brainer, without forgiveness, we're all going to hell. It's just a thought, not a nice one, but a real one. Second, forgive and release others. It is not enough just to be forgiven, we must also forgive others. Nobody says this is easy, only that it is necessary. And this is a scary thought when you consider that you have just asked God to forgive you in the same manner that you forgive others. The fact is that we cannot, in any way, add anything or any condition to God's forgiveness, grace, and mercy. We are simply the recipients of God's unmerited favor. But if we are unwilling to forgive those who have wronged us, then we have not fully embraced the forgiveness that God has for us, and we have not fully understood the debt that we owed. Third, set your will to forgive those who sin against you. It's hard to muster up the spiritual, emotional, and even physical energy necessary to each and every individual wrong that comes your way throughout the day. As I said, nobody says this is easy, only that it is necessary. Unless you want to spend your life tormented in an emotional and spiritual prison. Far better that we choose once again on a daily basis, and I would suggest every morning that we set our will, we make a deliberate choice. We determine ahead of time to walk in forgiveness and not receive the offenses that come our way. And trust me, they are on their way. Folks, this is one of the most powerful weapons of spiritual warfare. When we learn to receive and to give forgiveness, quickly we rob the enemy of one of his greatest snares. Let me throw out a little challenge and see if this wonder doesn't have a powerful impact on your life and the lives of those around you. First, after asking for personal forgiveness, prayerfully prepare a list of those whom you need to forgive. Now take that list and pray hellfire and brimstone upon their head, and that they may be consumed and never bother you again. Not a good idea. I think the sons of thunder already tried that, and found themselves on the receiving end of our Lord's rebuke, along with the statement that indicated that kind of thinking is of the devil. No, simply take the list and forgive them. And when the negative feelings raise their ugly head again, remind the devil that you have forgiven them and that you refuse to hold that against them. It's tough, but it works. And then second, prayerfully prepare a list of those whose forgiveness you need and ask them for forgiveness. And then sit back and watch the wonders of God's forgiveness transform lives.